Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona. Thanks for being here today for part two of a open box new purchase video rather for coins that we got at the Carson City show. And I flew by something yesterday that I need to land on here, and that is that later on this week we're going to have a video for the Campos family, for Ariela Campos, the young gal who has cancer, and their family's been dealing with that. They've been flying to and from the Midwest to take care of stuff. This piece was donated. This will be in the auction. Also, what will be in the auction is one of these tokens, sample tokens that were made. Only 25 of these were struck, and I got a certificate of authenticity thanks to Alan Rowe at Northern Nevada Coin for putting this together and then being so generous as to donate one. And so that is all the money from that is going to go to the family. So look for that later this week. If you don't know, we have videos that launch every day, pretty much every day. Like, share, subscribe. But also, if you click the notification bell, you will find out. And if you're too lazy to just look every day, then hit the notification bell, and that's easier. So thank you for being here. And here we go. We're going to look at the rest of these coins that we picked up in Carson City, 1914 from Denver, in a Annex Fine 12 holder. This guy, I think we've got priced at about 2.25. It actually has a ton of detail to it for a fine. I mean, you can see the separation there on the wheat stalks. Really nice reverse. A little bit of a wood grain pattern to it. Strong 14D. So very cool piece on that. And we interrupt this new purchases video to add some more new purchases. Let's see here. I bought a couple of pop-outs for unknown reason other than the fact that I love these things. I just think they're fun. The little guy is actually on an it's a 1964 dime. So they're more modern, but they're kind of cool. If you've never seen these before, they just have they take an actual dime and they press it, and it has Liberty's face coming through, and just lovely. And what's interesting to me about these is these are newer coins, so this is 1942. But also, based on the punch-out, I think it's like the same punch-out that they were using, during the Columbian Expo. They're pretty cool. I don't know if we might auction these, or it might be like, I don't know, maybe $30 and $50 on the pair, 30 and 50. I don't know, something like that. I thought they were cool. All right. And 1864 copper nickel. And this guy, oops, I think we've got it 275 on this guy. MS62. Had the opportunity to meet someone who was putting together some an 1864 set of coins, which was super cool. This is with the L. For those of you who don't know, there's a couple ways to know that it's the L. One, you can see the L, which is actually on the ribbon to the south of the farthest down feather. So you'll see right below that feather there's a ribbon, and there is the L currently on the center of your screen. The other way is that it has the pointed bust variety. I'll show you that in a minute here. This is XF45 brown. Tough coin. This is 220 on this guy. So here's the other bronze that's not the L. And I want to show you first and foremost, because on a worn coin you can't tell. But if you look at the bust, see, that's the rounded bust variety. And then this will have the pointed bust variety. Look above the bust of the Indian, sharp pointy teeth, and this one is just rounded. So this MS64 brown, nice lustrous example. This guy we've got, I think, at 275 on that guy. A couple little spotchkas. And 1864, this $50 is AU53. Little bit of some toning on that. This guy is 960, so Tough piece. Really challenging thing to put together 1864 dated coins, especially if you want all the mint marks. Because some of those coins, y'all, they did not make many of, and the survival rate's super low. So I got to look at some of those San Francisco minted coins. Did not buy them, but they were stunning. So this 1864 is the large motto. He also had the small motto. Wisely kept that. And of course, one of our takeaways from the weekend was, buy, maybe hold on to the stuff you can't easily replace. You will notice I did not rotate this. This is rotated. MS62 rotated dies. So pretty cool. This one I've got, I think, at about $200 or so on that guy. So those are the 1864 coins. And now we get to look at something completely different. Here is a groat from Great Britain, 1351 to 1352. And just kind of a nice example of a medieval coin. I thought it had a decent portrait. They're calling it VF details, environmental damage. But looks like most of the coins from that time period. This one I've got at 160. All right, a 26S. This guy's another one of those coins that's kind of a fun coin for a collector who's trying to put piece dollars together, because this coin is MS62. So it's got nice original skin to it. It just has a lot of little fine hairlines. You see some squeakiness there on the cheek and in the fields as I return it. So full luster, has just a little bit of some hairline action going on there. 26S, MS62. And this guy, I believe we have at 125. That's a coin that in higher grades jumps up considerably. All right, next up in 1887. Oh, I was actually super thrilled to get this coin. This is the one coin that, I don't look for VAMs and varieties, but an 87/6, this is a coin I look for all of the time and I never find. I shouldn't use my 20 power, but I did. So the 87/6, there's a couple different varieties, but you can see the remnant of the 6 underneath the 7. And that's because, 6 was scared of 7 because 7 ate 9. So this guy here is an AU55, very pleasing coin. Has a little bit of wear you can see in between in the open field areas. This guy we have, I think, at 315 on that particular coin. I was excited about that coin. I try to find those all the time. Instead, I had to buy one. That happens, right? Next up, an 11S in an old Annex soapbox, AU55. Once again, I'm always happy to find really nice early cents with mint marks on them, certified. A lot of these coins aren't quite a high enough price point that people get them certified. And this guy is just a lovely example. This I think we have at 125. You can see it actually has luster there in the field still on that guy. All right, unnecessarily I bought a coin at a coin show, and this one I kind of fell in love with the toning. This is the 1939D reverse of 40, which I'm not going to point out to you because I get these all mixed up on which reverse is which on the 39s and 40s. But for me, this coin was all about the toning and the look. It's a graded 65, but it just has a nice, handsome look to it. It's a handsome coin. Thomas Jefferson never looked so good. That coin is $80. All right, here is another really nice example of an early cent. This NGC coin is graded MS63 brown, and it just has that solid wood grain look to it. And this is a coin that a long time ago, if I had this coin, it's a coin I definitely would have cracked out and made sure that it got conserved. Some of you will use the word cleaned, but to get some of the schmuck off there. This is $130 on this guy. But nice luster, nice original coin because Ben hasn't had a chance to mess with it. Tough date to get in an uncirculated grade. 14S and XF40. Here's another one of those. Like I said, I had a nice little group of these that I was able to acquire, and I was super excited about that. Same thing if you watched yesterday's video. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, click on this and watch yesterday's video. I had a group of half dollars that were earlier type half dollars in low grade, certified straight grade, and it was just a nice little group. So this particular guy here is $85. Well, you know, I make a mistake every show, but you know, this could have been that. I just absolutely fell in love with this coin, and that's problematic in general terms. So maybe one of you will like it as much as I did. It's an MS67, but you know, it just has a cool look to it. I liked the overall tone. So this is 160 on this guy. So it's just one of those eye appeal coins that is like, yeah, if I like that, someone else will like that. Next up, 76 Carson City. When in Carson City, buy some Carson City VF20. This particular coin is, I think, just a little bit on the bright side. So definitely not going to go to CAC with that one, but this one is 875 on this guy. So tough date, tough year. And let's see here. I know I've got a group of world coins in here. That I was kind of excited about. You know, I shouldn't be buying British coins because I'm American, right? So, but I bought some because they were just so cool. This 4 pence XF40. It's hard to me. It's hard not to like this type of stuff. Like when you just look at it, and a lot of it's really rough. So I picked things that I know this has you know, the planchet runs out, but this had such a nice kind of cameo look almost, a little bit of black and white going on there. And this guy is 325 on that guy. And this guy, see this, I had a couple here, man, look at this, 1838, 2 real for Mexico. This is MS62. And, you know, this coin, I think, was pretty clearly like double struck in collar. The Libertad looks like it jumps there. 1838, Guanajuato mint. And just look at how cool, and talk about the different types of styles of birds on these things. Some of these things, it was like, hey, just can you re-engrave that for us? And like, yeah, sure. You know, look at this one has like the reptile here. The snake has so much skin on it. Sometimes those things just blend into the bird. And I was like, that is a cool coin. And this I've got at 450 on that. But yeah, I thought that was neat. This is not a world coin unless you consider America to be part of the world. 1936 Philadelphia mint. You know, soft spot for quarters, satiny finish. This one I'd probably, the price point doesn't really warrant it, but feels like a cacker. You know, something we'd send in and get stickered. Beautiful fields on the front. This I've got at 130. You know, you put a mint mark on this thing and all of a sudden it's like $1,000 coin. Just lovely. Well, I mean, if you put a Denver mint mark on it, a San Francisco mint mark, maybe not so much. But super, super original, lovely coin like that. All right, here we go with the things that I was thinking of. I mean, I might have some more world coins besides these, but I was super excited because I got to buy some gun money. So literally they melted down cannons and turned it into money in Ireland. God bless you, Ireland. Look at that, 1690 May. And half crown, XF45. So this is 340 on this guy. So May, it actually says May on it. So, you know, enough of these first issue labels where it's like one of the first 10,000 struck. I know what month this was made in, bro. You know, so step off. Super cool coin. Super cool coin. But the one, I've had a lot of those. This one, though, I was super excited about because this guy, the crown, I haven't owned one of these in like 20 years. So the half crown, I've seen quite a few of, but the crown I've owned almost none. Just gonna melt down some cannons and make some coins. It's like the guys do it today with their own pours that they make, right? Just gonna melt something down and make my own. 1690 Anno Domini. There it is. This guy is $600, and what's not to love about that? All right. Next victim. Here we go. 1897 MS64. This is one of those coins also where it was just a really pretty coin. Couldn't help myself. Liked the toning. This guy, although it's only a 64, it's a common date. Has some pretty neat little transitional toning here from the blues to the golds from one side to the other. And so this particular guy, I'm at 150 on that guy. All right, let's see what else I got here. As I have things peeling off here, I hope I remember what I did. All right, so I've never really seen one quite like this. Maybe we'll just auction this guy off. So this obverse clad layer missing after strike. So, so it would have had the lamination on it that peeled all the way off. But, you have this edge here, an edge here. It's almost Ed Sheeran. And then the reverse is totally on the norm side of things. And this, they're calling MS62. I don't know. I might auction that off, but it's north of $150. It's just a cool piece. I hadn't really had one quite like that before. So, all right. Go 1869. Also, talk about a coin we don't see often. Yesterday I had a nickel. This is 40 years earlier, but I had a 5-cent piece that was a proof from the Philippines, and this piece here is not a proof. This is Mint State 64, but it has that nickel just has that look. You can see it's got some rusted, dusted dyes. You see all those marks coming up on there. Yeah, pretty cool piece. So this I've got at 320 on that guy. Alrighty, and this coin I wrote the word crack on, so I'm going to show it to you anyway. Not that I've ever had any luck with dimes, ever. 29, so it's a Philly. It's not the type of thing that really has, I don't think this coin has that much upside, but lots of times when I do cracks, it's not really for me, it's for you. So I just thought this coin was really pretty stunning for a 4. Full bands, has the full bands, and I just feel like, yeah, I think I'm gonna, what the heck? Give the people what they want, at least sometimes. All right, down to the last couple drops here. 1886 in an old fatty in a 63 PL. With an actual nice sticker to it still. Nice holder for those of you who like that type of thing. And pretty coin. Pretty coin. That I've got at 215. And last but not least, we have one more coin from Banco de Mexico, kind of. Zacatecas, 1843. Thanks again to everyone who said hi to me in Carson City. I really enjoyed meeting so many of you. This coin is super cool. Once again, talking about the different types of eagles. This is a fat boy. So I don't know, these aren't actually called fat boys, but so there is an actual series from the 1820s that they call a hook neck, where the neck is like kind of narrow and comes to a big hook at the top, and so his beak's like coming down more from where that's at. And then there's these weird ones from like the 1830s and 40s where the bird is just completely different. He's just kind of fat. And this one's cool because it has luster under it. You can see the luster flowing through on this thing. Whoop. Come on, you. As I painstakingly screw up my camera work after saying, you can see the luster. No, trust me, it's there. 1843, cool looking coin. XF45 on that 8 reales. This one I have at 185, and super unique coin. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here today. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.